Most software vulnerabilities can be fixed with a simple patch, but hardware flaws, they live in silicon. You can't just rewrite code. The chip physically works that way. When the problem is inside your CPU, RAM, or even a USB stick, there's no quick fix. That's what makes hardware exploits so terrifying. At best, companies scramble to add mitigations, which are temporary workarounds to reduce the risk, but a true patch, that requires building a whole new chip. Here are some of the scariest hardware exploits ever found. The ones that force the tech industry to completely rethink how our devices are built. Spectre and Meltdown, disclosed in 2018, exposed a fundamental flaw in modern CPU design. Both exploited speculative execution, a feature where the CPU guesses what instruction it might need next and runs them early. Meltdown lets attackers read sensitive data directly from kernel memory, the kernel being the core of the operating system that controls everything from files to hardware. Spectre was broader, tricking programs into leaking secrets from other processors, like passwords, encryption keys, or private files in memory. They weren't software bugs, they were baked into the architecture of Intel, AMD, and ARM processors. Fixing them wasn't simple. Companies scrambled to roll out mitigations, operating system patches, compiler changes, and microcode updates that disabled some of the very optimizations making CPUs so fast. For Meltdown, operating systems added kernel page table isolation to separate user and kernel memory. For Spectre, compilers and CPUs introduced techniques like replines to restrict risky, speculative execution. These workarounds kept systems safe, but came at a cost. Cloud workloads saw performance hits as high as 30%, while most consumer PCs slowed by about 5 to 15%. Collectively, Spectre and Meltdown caused an estimated $5 to $10 billion in performance-related losses, emergency patch development and hardware upgrades. A true fix required redesigned CPUs and future generations. Spectre and Meltdown proved that even the hardware we trust most can leak our deepest secrets. Rowhammer, first disclosed in 2014, targeted computer memory, specifically DRAM chips. DRAM, or Dynamic Random Access Memory, is the type of memory your computer constantly reads and writes while it's running, storing everything from open programs to encryption keys. Researchers found that by rapidly accessing or hammering the same row of memory cells, they could cause electrical interference that flipped bits in nearby rows. Those bit flips could be weaponized. Attackers showed they could gain kernel-level privileges, break out of sandboxes, or even bypass security features without touching the CPU or exploiting any software bug. What made Rowhammer terrifying was that it attacked memory at the physical level. It showed that just running code could literally change hardware state in unattended ways. While most attacks remained in the research realm, Rowhammer proved feasible enough that major cloud providers and hardware vendors rushed to deploy mitigations. It threatened millions of PCs, laptops, and cloud servers built over multiple years, with the potential for one compromised virtual machine to hijack others on the same host. A direct challenge to the foundation of shared data center security. Mitigations included memory refresh techniques, error-correcting RAM, and operating system defenses. But the vulnerability wasn't fully patched. As DRAM cells got smaller and packed closer together, new Rowhammer-style variants kept appearing, proving that memory hardware design can have its own built-in risks. Plundervolt, disclosed in 2019, took aim at Intel's CPUs by abusing a built-in power management feature called dynamic voltage and frequency scaling. By deliberately undervolting the processor, researchers could cause calculation errors inside Intel's SGX secure enclaves, which are special regions of memory meant to protect sensitive data like encryption keys. These errors broke the very security guarantees SGX was designed to provide, letting attackers extract secrets without exploiting any software bug. Intel responded with microcode updates, tiny patches that change how the CPU behaves at a low level, which disables the ability to undervolt CPUs from software, but old processors could never truly be fixed. While there's no confirmed real-world attacks, Plundervolt undermined the security of Intel processors used in sensitive environments worldwide. From cloud services to banking systems, it damaged confidence in Intel's secure enclave technology and forced a global firmware lockdown on affected CPUs. Plundervolt was a wake-up call. Even legitimate hardware features can be turned against us. and sometimes the only solution is to remove capabilities we once considered safe. Thunderspy, revealed in 2020, targeted laptops with Intel's Thunderbolt ports, which are high-speed connectors that combine data transfer, video output and power in a single cable, using the same shape as USB-C, but with far greater capabilities. Researchers showed that within just a few minutes of physical access and about $400 worth of tools, they could reprogram a laptop's Thunderbolt firmware. This bypassed security measures like disk encryption and login screens, giving full access to the system without leaving a trace. It affected every Thunderbolt-enabled laptop made before 2019, including millions of high-end business machines from Dell, HP, Lenovo and Apple. No confirmed public attacks, but the exploit's stealth and speed made it ideal for espionage, risking instant, invisible data theft from corporate and personal devices and public spaces. There was no easy software fix. The only true protection was to disable Thunderbolt on vulnerable machines or upgrade to newer hardware with kernel-level DMA protections. Thunderspy was a chilling reminder that sometimes physical access is all an attacker needs, and that even trusted ports can become backdoors. And while Thunderspy targets Thunderbolt ports, it's far from the only physical access attack out there. If Thunderspy proved a port itself can be the backdoor, the rubber ducky showed that the device you plug into it can be the lockpick. First released in 2010 for penetration testing, it was designed as a legitimate security tool to quickly automate keyboard input during authorized tests. On the outside, it looks like an ordinary flash drive. Inside, it's actually a programmable keystroke injection device. When plugged in, it pretends to be a keyboard and can type out entire attack scripts in seconds. That means it can open terminals, download malware, steal files, or create backdoor accounts faster than a human could even see what's happening. Still widely used in both penetration tests and confirmed criminal attacks, the rubber ducky has been linked to corporate espionage cases, data theft incidents worth millions, and even government network breaches. Its ability to bypass traditional malware defenses makes it a go-to tool for both red teams and malicious insiders. While no global cost estimate exists, its real-world impact spans from stolen trade secrets to compromised critical infrastructure, and the defenses against it are surprisingly simple. Restrict USB port access, use endpoint protection that can detect suspicious keyboard behavior, and physically block unused ports. The rubber ducky is a perfect reminder of why physical access is so dangerous. It doesn't need exploit code, just a moment's trust and the wrong device. Fortunately, all of these exploits were discovered by security researchers, not by attackers looking to cause chaos. Their work forced companies to rethink how CPUs, memory, and even ports are designed, proving that prevention really is better than cure, because when a flaw is built deep into the hardware itself, you can't just patch it away. The only real fix is to redesign it from the ground up. These flaws show just how much is at stake, and the foundations of our technology aren't secure. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe.